User left your channel. User left your channel.
Got the
Channel switched.
Gorgon.
User joined
Just
your channel.
went apeshit.
User joined your channel.
That fucking moron the third mission.
User
I hit
joined
it
your
with
channel.
3
User joined your
rockets.
channel.
All right, there's a lot
User
to talk
joined
about,
your
but first
channel.
let's go over
User
mission
joined
by
your
mission.
channel.
Overall debrief, I want to
User joined
say
your channel.
MAF are on the run. We do believe they have contacted NATO, and NATO reinforcements are on the way for the campaign. We do not have an ETA when they will be here. However, next week we will prioritize on taking the main airfield now that we've cut it off from the rest of the MAF. So, good job, guys. Things I want to talk about. Going from missions 1 to 3. Let's start with mission 1. That mission was supposed to be a lot easier, and it was a bit of a slog because I forget which pilot did it, but they flew way too high when they should have been flying low. The
User
anti-air
joined your
spotted
channel.
them, and it lit them up.
Alright.
And after that, it was first a drone. I was going to then go to the drone's crash site, pick it up, bring it back to base, and it would take me longer to then mobilize everything because they were just going to check if that was, you know, a civilian drone or an enemy drone. The black box would have said stuff. And then the freaking pilot, or not the pilot, the AA gunner got eyes on a chopper and lit that up, and then everything kind of escalated from there. So that was meant to be a bit of a spec up beginning. All these missions are supposed to kind of have a concealed entrance until NATO starts getting heavily involved. So, you know, there was a bit of bumblefuckery, and that's why it was a bit tougher of a mission.
Still fun though.
I have notes
Yeah,
for you,
fun.
Dero.
I'm getting those seam coats, right?
No, I'm sorry, Galvor asked for them.
Mission 2. Mission 2, I think, was it was the second best mission other than the first. The only complaint I have is deployment of units. All of the warehouses were not in the towns themselves. They were on little structures outside of the towns. So if you PID'd where all of those warehouse structures were beforehand, you could have surgically placed units around and just assaulted them from the sides of the objective. That's kind of what I was going for there, but it turned into a bit of a slog of just clearing out the entire AO. John 5, I do apologize for moving that Vic. I didn't know you were firing at it. I didn't see anyone around it. I was just trying to fix it because it was glitched out. So normal copy paste and then deleting the original Vic fixes that. So apologies to him. Other than that, I don't know which team took the first data storage center, but they did exactly what I planned for to happen with the other warehouses. Came down
That
through the
was Alpha.
mountains, went into the compound, took everything, left the same way they came. That was brilliant, Alpha. That's what I like to see. Third mission, even though there was a bit of bumblefuckery, again, with the pilots flying way too goddamn high and right over the fucking AO to alert everybody, that was very well done. Same strategy as what I intended for the second mission. PID where the officers would be most likely. Move your units in. Don't engage the entire town if you need to. Kill all 3 officers. Move back. 2 of the officers were killed in the central little field tent thing. I wish whichever team reported that they killed one of the officers would learn to fucking count because they died right next to each other. And then the third officer I tried to run off with, he died in one of the mortar striders, and that was good. That was a good bit of
Wait, are you saying
bout of
Alpha
action.
took out all 3 officers?
No, Bravo took one.
I don't know. I don't
Kill.
keep track of you know, which squad is where because I don't have any markers to indicate things. Other than I want to apologize for, I know the lag got a little bad towards the third mission. That's just because the server's been running a bunch of shit. I can't really handle that. I'll try deleting bodies as best I can, but yeah, shit happens. So you know, Arma 3 for you. But otherwise, we will now go into open discussion. If any tier 5 members want to speak first, what's that if you're here?
Was here.
So yeah, you want to talk about the charges at frickin' airbase and people learning to have their loadouts and shit?
I
So,
can
3
explain the first
things.
one.
No, it doesn't matter. So the fucking rules have been adapted as the fucking situations evolve, and so right now this mission doesn't have it so that you can't throw grenades or place explosives within fucking spawn. The problem with that is that then we are now reliant upon you guys not to be idiots who fucking scroll wheel it. If it's an accident, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing with the fucking accidental grenade. If you place a fucking charge in an operation in a place that can fucking get people killed, It's going to be a 2-day ban, okay? It's the long and the short of that. The reason why is because you're fucking not paying enough attention, and yeah, it's an accident, but it's the same thing with a fucking accidental grenade throw. So that's the long and the short of that. Fucking loadouts. Save your shit. Save your fucking loadouts. We're not here to be fucking unique special snowflakes. We're here to fucking play together. And so what we've had for many, many, many months, and it's fucking gone downhill quite a bit, is the issue with friendly fire. We don't have the fucking mass issue that we used to have just 3 fucking months ago. Why? Because we have standardized uniforms. If everybody looks alike, we don't have to worry about shooting at the target if we're not sure if it's fucking friendly or not, okay? So people today were running around with kit that wasn't fucking the same as other people. After I go up to you and I ask you to fix your shit, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, and 5 times, and you fucking sit there and tell me maybe not to play on the fucking Friday Ops anymore, well, guess what? You're gonna be banned for a while. My fucking patience is at a minimum already. Yes, I'm getting to that. My patience is at a minimum already after I've had to go over to you and talk to you 5 times. I then explain my reasoning, and then you decide to mouth off to me. Now, while this is an open community and all, we're here to try to coordinate shit so that way stupid stuff doesn't happen, salt doesn't happen, drama doesn't happen, okay? So, that being said, fucking just get the uniform that everybody else has. Unless you're like Viper team, or you're a fucking sniper team, or you're a pilot. It's really self-explanatory, and I'm not going to be talking about it anymore. Lastly, fucking thermal NVGs are banned. The reason why is because y'all are fucktards until proven otherwise. Okay, that's what it comes down to. The reason why we have to phrase it that way is because thermals are not a proper way to properly ID a target. Just because you see something in thermals doesn't mean that you fucking deconflicted if it's a friendly or an enemy asset or person. Okay, so that's why we don't use thermals. Because a lot of people, they're too fucking lazy to push the N key again, switch back to normal version mode, and confirm if it's friendly or not. So for the past 2 weeks now, I've had to run around looking at everybody's goddamn head to make sure they're not using EMVGs. Lo and behold, there's always one of you. So next time,
User
just
joined
you're gonna
your
fucking hop out
channel.
of the server, okay?
All right, here's the deal. Here's the deal about the ENVGs. I don't. That's a bit my fault where I don't say anywhere where that item is banned, but it's an underlying rule. To kind of alleviate this, Auntie and I are working on a script to limit who grabs what. But I'm thinking about ditching that and instead just putting limited arsenals down. That way you can only grab kit for the gear you spawn with. But you're still free to, in the field, take stuff if you need it. Because if we limit units to specific weapons, if they try to take a weapon in the field, I don't want them to then, lose that weapon if they need it in a very critical situation. So I think we're just going to have limited arsenals from now on. You pick the role, you'll play that role. You won't be able to change your loadout stuff. If you're going to play a Viper, join Echo. I better not see Vipers in other squads. I did see a few tonight, but I think limited arsenals will fix that issue. So, anything else? Anything from Auntie?
Overall, it was a good up, but just reiterate what WhatsApp said. There are some idiot things happen, like explosives around the spawn. Also, all the clutter. Don't drop things on the ground.
Oh, thank
just
you,
go
that's
up
so
to the
fair.
arsenal and just hit your inventory key, and at the arsenal you will be able to drop your stuff into the ammo box. Don't enter the arsenal, just hit inventory and you'll be able to drop it there instead of dropping stuff around, because it slows the server down if you do that.
All right. Another thing I want to say about the second operation. If the AA gunner, whose sole purpose is to take out AA stuff, is told not to engage a chopper, at no reason should a different squad with frickin' bullets engage the same fucking chopper. As soon as I saw that happen, I remote controlled that chopper myself and wiped half your damn squad. Because I have never seen, actually I have a few times, but when I see that level of bumblefuckery, it's quickly and easily punished.
Just a little something for me. If you're engaged by a main battle tank but don't call it in, command will assume that nobody's engaged by it and it is safe to blow up by a CAS. There were 2 instances where there was a main battle tank and both of them resulted in a singular friendly being killed because no one called it in that there was friendlies being engaged or engaging it.
Oh
That's
yeah,
all for me.
on that same kind of thing, if a vehicle's disabled, you don't need to fire at it again and waste AT. AT is precious in the field because you have to fucking travel all the way back to base, then back in the field. So there were a couple times tonight when I saw vehicles that had already been decrewed, disabled, and pretty much generally fucked up. Somebody put another AT rock in it just to blow it up.
You can take vehicles
We
you disabled.
we
No
weren't
need to.
we weren't aware if it was
Um,
disabled or not.
So if you're using
No
shit like
one-
the Javelin, you have zoom on the fucking things, and you can zoom in, and you can assess if the vehicle's fucked up or not.
All right, here's the deal. Let me this is a good thing. This is a good thing before I even say it. But in the first mission, I want to give a shout out to 2 instances. Number 1 was driving the vehicles under the radio towers and deading the vehicles. That way you could use less supplies and let the AoE cook-off of the vehicles destroy the towers for you. That was very intelligent. Number 2, I'm not sure if this was done intentionally or on accident, but when whoever the AT gunner was that blew up the truck next to the Kuma, that explosion shockwave actually killed all the crew inside the Kuma. That's another very metagamey underhand tactic
was
of Arma
deliberate.
Vanilla.
That was me.
That was
But
deliberate.
so if you knew it would do that and you notice the Kuma not moving anymore, it might be a good idea to pass up in the chain of command that Kuma has been decrewed, because for the next like 10-15 minutes in that AO, people still treated that Kuma as a hostile target to the point they still destroyed it. Another small note I want to say about commandeering assets: you are free to steal anything that you can get your fucking hands on, and you are free
Like I
to
did.
use it and maintain it, and even use it in future missions.
Seriously?
After,
No, we don't
yeah.
like it though.
I mean, why the fuck not? It's an
Because-
asset. It's an overpowered asset. It gives you a very big advantage.
Because
Um,
friendly fire.
Question.
I know it's because friendly fire, but that's why you got to immediately tell your chain of command that, just like what's that did. They commandeered a Gorgon and then they used it to give suppressive fire and murder the rest
Yeah.
of the frickin' garrison in the town. Stuff like that is okay.
Some
After next week when we take the airfield, you'll start getting your own Marids, Kamishes, T-100s even, and other important assets to use, because you'll have a land base to deploy them on. But don't be afraid to try to commandeer assets so long as you're in a situation where you can get away with it. The situation where that truck for reinforcing a different area that was driving next to the Kuma, that's a very rare opportunity. It's unlikely it'll ever happen again, but just in case it does present a possibility. So, stuff like that, just saying, look out for it.
No, the thing is with enemy vehicles is even if you pass it up the chain of command, it might not go back all the way down. So the random AT rifleman, tier 0, tier 1, doesn't necessarily know that this specific Marid, or not Marid, this specific Gorgon is the Gorgon you took. And
Okay. 1, if you look at a friendly, it'll pop up with a name. 2, if you look at your map after you look at a Vic, it'll pop up with a color of the Vic.
Well,
Right,
I don't know.
what Lyra's
Most
trying
of,
to
it
say-
doesn't pop up with the name if you
what
do it
Okay,
Lyra's
then
trying
you
to
don't have to
say-
commandeer assets. All right,
What
it's completely
Liru
up to
is
you.
trying to fucking say is you PID your targets. There is more than sufficient ways to do that, including the map, visual, fucking communications. You don't always have to fire at something just because you think it's hostile.
No,
As
what's
soon as
that?
these guys got
If you
into
have a
Gorgon,
2% doubt in your mind that it's not friendly, you don't shoot it.
yeah, as
And
soon
it's
as these
not an
guys got in the
arguable point.
Gorgon, I put a
I-
massive green marker on the map saying Gorgon is friendly, just so that you wouldn't shoot it if you looked at the map.
I know, but I'm still afraid to take enemy assets because there's tier 0s here and not everybody
don't.
knows where it's
User
Simple as
disconnected
that.
from your channel.
Well, don't forget though, some of these T0s have got like 2,000 or 3,000 hours in armor.
Reality check, I was a tier 0. And look at me.
I'm a tier 1. I'm still terrible.
Yeah,
Same.
Yeah, well,
Moving on from that subject, what happened